Hello, I am Dr. S. Gomati Alais Rohini, Associate Professor in Department of Computer Applications, Sri Ramakrishna College of Arts and Science. I am presenting here the XML Basics. This presentation contains XML introduction, need, properties and features of XML, XML document structure, XML example and difference between HTML and XML. To learn XML, one should have the basic knowledge of HTML and JavaScript. XML, it is a text-based markup language derived from Standard Generalized Markup Language. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. It was released in late 90s and created to provide easy to use and store self-describing data. Self-describing data means the structure of data is embedded with the data. Thus, when the data arrives, there is no need to pre-build the structure to store the data. XML was approved and declared as an official language for World Wide Web Consortium. XML is also called as meta language, which is a form of language used for description of another language. XML was designed to store and carry data. XML is not a replacement for HTML. In XML, tags are not predefined, and XML uses document type definition to validate XML data. What is the need of XML? It is difficult to transfer data of different formats between different types of systems. With XML, data transfer between different types of systems is easy since it is platform independent and language independent. To highlight the properties of XML, XML is extensible, it carries the data, does not present it, it is a public standard language, and it is a platform independent and language independent. The features of XML are: XML focuses on data storage and transfer rather than the data presentation like HTML. Since it is platform independent and language independent, it is easy to share data between systems. XML is more compatible with HTML. XML supports platform transition of data without any loss. XML document is validated using document type definition or XML schema. Since XML is a platform independent, technology advancement does not affect it. XML supports Unicode, which communicates information in any language. This is the structure of XML document. XML document forms a tree structure. It contains root element with n number of child elements and subchild elements. Logically, XML document consists of declarations, elements, attributes, comments, character references and processing instructions, collectively known as markup. There are some rules to be followed while writing XML document. The first line of an XML document is the XML prologue or XML declaration, which specifies the XML version and the encoding used in the XML document. In the example, the document conforms to the 1.0 specification of XML and the encoding is UTF-8, which represents Universal Character Set transformation format in 8 bits to represent a character. XML documents must have a root element. XML documents must contain one root element, that is the parent of all other elements. In the example, note is the root element. All XML elements must have closing tags. The example 1 ends with the closing tag, thus it is a valid code. The example 2 doesn't end with the closing tag, thus it is an invalid code. All XML tags are case sensitive. That means opening and closing tags in XML must be written in same case. First example is valid because Opening and closing tags are of same case. Second example is invalid because the opening and closing tags are of different case. All XML elements must be properly nested. An XML document must contain single tag pair to define the root element. Other elements must be in pairs and correctly nested within their parent element. Attributes should be within the star tag of an element. It should be within quotes. XML element can have attributes in name value pairs. In the example, date is an attribute of the root element message. Comments are included for understanding the purpose of XML document. Comments may appear anywhere in the XML document but not before the XML declaration. It cannot be nested inside any other comments. Given is the syntax for XML comment. In the example, line 2 indicates comment. Whitespaces in XML. Whitespace is a collection of spaces, tabs and new lines. They are preserved in XML to make the document more readable. In the example, the above two name elements are different because of the space between the text Ram and Kumar. To summarize all the XML syntax rules, here is an example for demonstration. This table gives the difference between HTML and XML. HTML focuses on how the data looks, whereas XML focuses on the data rather than how it looks. HTML is not a case-sensitive language, but XML is case-sensitive. HTML is mainly concerned with presentation of data, while XML is mainly used for storing and transporting the data. HTML is static, while XML is dynamic. In HTML, the closing tag is optional. In XML, the closing tag is mandatory. HTML uses predefined tags. XML tags are user-defined. HTML does not allow white space, while XML allows white space. Thank you.